Hello, my name's Jerry Seinfeld. I'm sort of famous. If I weren't, you probably wouldn't be watching me right now. It's that simple. Or is it? To normal, non-famous people, civilians, the world of fame may appear to be a seamless, super glamorous kaleidoscope of magazine covers, movie premieres, parties, having sex in airplanes, and of course, punching out photographers. But when you stop and take a closer look, as we will tonight here at the offices of Spy magazine, fame turns out to be a very complex affair.
Beginning today.
Take the President of the United States. He's very famous. Billy Joel is famous too, but there's a difference. George Bush gets to lead the Western world, while Billy Joel gets to have children with a beautiful fashion model. Which is the better fame? Let's examine the evidence. Billy Joel has never, thank God, run for political office. George Bush, however, is allowed to strap on a guitar and rock out in his own special way in front of hundreds of screaming young Republicans. After years of intensive research and experimentation, Spy magazine has learned a lot about fame. The discipline is called celebrity science. And while it won't necessarily save the world, it certainly helps explain the confusing, often embarrassing times we live in. Tonight, we're going to reveal the rules that real-life celebrities follow in order to become famous and to stay famous. You'll see actual shocking footage of famous people caught in the act of being famous. Plus, we'll have special reports from our science correspondent, Victoria Jackson, in the Celebrity Lab.
Thanks, Jerry. Tonight you'll witness actual scientific experiments involving real celebrities. Super glamorous celebrities like Ricardo Montalban and the Smothers Brothers.
I'd watch that. We'll also hear the results of a nationwide celebrity poll from poll correspondent Harry Shearer.
The Spy Celebrity Poll. It's a real, rigorously conducted survey of America's attitudes about famous people. For instance, who are America's least favorite celebrities? We'll find out tonight.
Thank you, Harry. Just about everything you will see tonight is real. Tough, hard-hitting video journalism about a fascinating, glamorous, and ultimately inconsequential subject, famous people. So let's get right to it. America, as you may know, is a big country with room for many different kinds of celebrities. America is so big, you can be famous in one part of the country and be completely unknown somewhere else. It seems that nearly every resident of New York City is a fan of spoofy, raucous nightclub singer Buster Poindexter.
I like Buster because he's a chameleon, because he can be so many different things.
Because he looks like Mac the Knife. He gives you a little of this, he gives you a little of this. Forget about it, what a show.
But meanwhile, 2,000 miles away...
Who the hell's Buster Poindexter?
So who is famous in Las Vegas? Apparently, it's good-looking country music entertainer of the year, George Strait.
I like George Strait because he is so good-looking. I tell you, it just doesn't get much better than that.
Well, the lyrics of the song kind of hits home.
Sometimes in the world of fame, it's not as much who you are, but where you are.
Why do I like George Strait? You're coming at me from the left wing. I don't know George Strait.
But no matter where you are, the famous are different than you and me. Or different than you, anyway. Why, for instance, are celebrities so shockingly tan compared to normal people? Lonnie Anderson, tan. Elizabeth Taylor, tanner. Dick Van Patten, tanner still. George Hamilton, tannest of all. Andy Warhol. Another celebrity mystery. Why do celebrities make no effort to be well-behaved when cameras are around?
We don't like to do those kind of jokes.
Is it hot in here, or is it just me?
And why do famous people speak in an entirely different language than the rest of America?
Full of excitement and enthusiasm and about the work of acting and what it was like to work on a part and investigating a part and finding how I could marry myself with the character and just working in working on a part.
What is it about celebrityhood that lures some Americans into patterning their lives after those of famous people? Take this man. He told us he gets personal satisfaction from his alleged resemblance to a certain celebrity. Which one? That's right, Robin Williams. 3 ordinary women. 1 mutual desire. To be just like Cher.
I've gotten a taste of what it's like to be a superstar, and I think it's very difficult, more difficult than people realize.
People following me down the street, they come asking for my autograph, and I say, well, I'm not really Cher. They said, yes, you are, yes, you are.
Like at one party, someone wanted, that's amore. So, when the moon hits your eye like a big piece of pie, that's amore. So.
Project Vote,
What is that special fame-getting something? Call it the X Factor. That separates Meryl Streep and, say, Hervé Villechaize from you and your next-door neighbors. We decided to take a closer look at this mysterious celebrity X Factor. Can it be isolated like a virus? How does it work on normal people, and what does it make them do? Let's go to Victoria at the Celebrity Laboratory and get some answers scientifically.
Jerry, the experiment you're about to see was designed to examine the behavior of normal people suddenly and unexpectedly put in close proximity with a real-life celebrity. In this case, the legendary Ricardo Montalban. First, Spy created a completely neutral environment, a windowless white room without any distractions, such as chairs or benches. Then we placed a surveillance camera overhead to provide video coverage of the entire room. Naturally, we took great care to conceal the camera so that the civilian's behavior would be completely spontaneous. With the environment prepared and the camera in position, a technician explained the experiment. Ricardo Montalban was told that his only duty in the experiment was to enter the room and stand in a specially marked box.
Prime directive is to stay in that box no matter what happens.
It's going to be filled with about 20 to 30...
Mr. Montalban was led through a dry run and shown his spot.
Right up there.
Oh, yes.
Box. They can't see it. That'll shoot down and cover the whole room.
All right.
And right here is your spot.
That's my spot. All right.
That's your box.
You feel rather important here.
Yeah, well, you should.
The test subjects arrived. These 26 normal people were recruited from a theme park tour and told only that they were going to the taping of a television show. They had no idea that they were about to be put in close proximity with Ricardo Montalban. We told them that they had to wait in a holding room before they could go in and watch the TV show. The experiment commenced.
All right, Mr. Montalban, are you ready?
I am ready.
Okay, proceed right out into the room.
We're speeding up this footage in order to better observe the celebrity-induced migration patterns. Look, there's Ricardo Montalban entering and going to his box. See how the normal people instantly recognize him as a celebrity. Spontaneously, they form a tight semicircle.
What are you doing here?
Note, however, that they refrain from making physical contact while Mr. Montalban regales them with a light anecdote about the making of Fantasy Island. In order to test the celebrity's command of the environment, we now introduce a control element. Free coffee and donuts on the opposite side of the room. Yum.
Yes, ma'am.
Note how the tight semicircle breaks down as some people choose to satisfy their basic needs for nourishment, even though it means sacrificing their proximity to an actual celebrity.
But what are you doing?
However, most people who leave to get food then return to watch. This basic human behavior may be responsible for the success of concession stands in movies. One gets food and then eats it while looking at a famous person.
I'm delighted to meet you also. 7 seasons.
Finally, after 8 minutes, the technician leads Mr. Montalban out of the room.
Well, you've been very charming.
Normal people drift about aimlessly. One normal person darts into Montalban's box, a truly stunning display of hubris. But the rest of the people, still in awe, stay away, realizing that in some sense, Montalban's box is sacred ground. There you have it, the Celebrity X Factor in action. Final analysis, famous people definitely hold an unusual fascination for normal people. But then, so do glazed donuts. Jerry?
Fascinating. We'll have more celebrity science experiments coming up, so if you want to learn how to be famous as Ricardo Montalban, I strongly suggest you don't go away.